Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Top 4. My name is Peter. I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm joined by Ernest, a Man United fan.
Never De Gea for president.
I'm joined by Robin, a Man United fan. And I'm joined by David, an Arsenal fan. What is happening this weekend? Arsenal went away at Stamford Bridge. Oscar's not here with us today, but we'll give him a little shout out. But yeah, Arsenal lost 2-0 at the Bridge on Sunday. David.
Interesting game.
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird game, but yeah, I mean, how were you feeling after the game? I mean, obviously disappointed, but what do you think it came down to?
No, bro. We did not have a shot on target till the 90th minute, bro. I couldn't believe it. And Irving said it, yeah, what's his name? The presenter, I was like, yo.
No, I was watching the highlights and I was like, when are we going to shoot? Like, when are we going to shoot?
Bro, we got to the box. For some reason, he didn't want to shoot.
Personally, I think it was your midfield that was the main
No,
issue.
Robert wasn't making his runs. I don't know what he was doing.
I think John Terry had him on smack.
Yeah.
No, what I'm saying, he wasn't running in behind.
No, all the I'm saying.
Wisha will break through. Welbeck is just like, yo.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, John Terry knows that. John Terry knows exactly what Welbeck wants to do. Because Welbeck, if you see his gameplay, he literally has to be most of his goals, especially at United, he has to be through on
one-on-one
with the keeper. If he's not, he's going to turn around. How many times did he do that against Chelsea? He gets to the front and then he turns his back to the defender. Yeah. John Terry has a field day. He doesn't care because Welbeck can't do much. So
I mean, it was weird.
Yeah. How Hazard got through that, I don't know. I would never understand.
Every time I watch Hazard, I ain't going to lie, I sit there and I'm thinking, oh, Wenger, just put the 32 on him, man. Just buy the guy. When he was at Lille. Do you know what I mean? Okay, it's easy to say that now because obviously you're wiser after events happen. But Hazard is hardcore, man. That guy
had his best game this season.
That guy is bad because when you look at it, the game looked kind of balanced, and then the minute he took the game by himself and gets himself a penalty. You know what I mean? Gets himself a penalty. Question: should Koscielny have been sent off?
That's what I was going to ask.
There's an argument there.
Bro, do you know how many red cards? There was potential 6 red cards that in that game.
I ain't gonna lie.
Hazard's gone. He's taken a shot.
See, the thing is, my argument is this because they say red card. Is it because you stopped? Is it a goal scoring opportunity? Is that where that red card comes from? Yeah, or something like that.
Specific incident.
Yes, in that specific situation. Yeah. Now you look at it. I don't believe he was the last man. Me and Oscar were having an argument about this the whole time because there's a guy ahead of him who probably wouldn't cover the ball. Don't get me wrong. He's not going to get across and cover. But because he's not the final man in line, you can't give a red. Well, you can give a red because it's a penalty, but the goal scoring opportunity then it gets given to you again when you get the penalty. So that's why I assumed that's why he gets the yellow. The yellow made kind of sense to me because I thought it stopped him. It stopped a very big opportunity for Hazard. However, he gets another opportunity by taking a penalty. The player is cautioned because he's not the final guy. That's what I was saying.
Now my issue is that what are the rules again? I think the rules change for me every 2 days.
Do you know what they change every season? And that's the weird thing about it is that they do change every season.
Last year, if you cause a foul in the box, you are sent off.
Yeah,
that's what I know from last year. So when I see that, I thought, ref, where's the red? I don't like red cards. Yeah.
Do you remember because remember some situations where a player will get fouled in the box and the referee doesn't give it because it's make or break. You have to either send him off or play continues. And then there's that argument.
So you're saying if Raphael did that foul against Varane, that's a red?
Against who?
Now it's changed.
Leicester.
You see it?
No, but what I'm saying is that last season that was the case where referees were giving red.
Last season, Koscielny's going to get sent off for that. No doubt.
And the season before that.
No doubt. He's going to get sent off.
He would have got sent off for that. Because what did they say? That, on Sky Sports that Koscielny is top on the list for, I think, this calendar year of giving away the most penalties.
Yeah.
And second on the list is Szczesny.
Since he joined... I mean, you look at Szczesny's red cards.
I saw that as well.
You look at Szczesny's red cards, have always been... Szczesny's not going to take out a player. Szczesny's always gone and lost the ball. You know what I mean? 50-50, he's lost it, and he's been sent off for that. And it gets a bit out of hand. Even the one with, is it Southampton he got sent off at? No, Galatasaray. Same thing. And it was like, this game's dead and buried.
No, do you know what it is? For me, obviously, I don't blame the referee, but that's not a red card.
Which one?
The Galatasaray.
Galatasaray.
Because one, the guy dived. He dived.
What about Chelsea? The Chelsea one, was it a red?
What else you want?
Koscielny?
You see, that's why I'm asking the question. Because if you're telling me based on last season and the season before, the guy has to be sent off. Yeah. Now, and because you see the thing about Koscielny, I love Koscielny. I'm a United fan. I love Koscielny.
If he's by himself in the box, that's a red.
Yeah, because he's last man.
That's clear.
In that case, he's last man.
That's very clear.
But because there's still about
There was like
5 players in the box.
In
You
there
know what I mean?
still.
It's like the whole
Because
back four was
remember,
like,
everyone stands still and Hazard hits second gear, and it's like, oh snap,
he's in the box.
he's in the box. Because honestly, if the referee thinks it's a foul and he's tripped Hazard, why is he not sent off?
I don't
A
know.
rule has to be changed. A rule must have changed.
Has to have changed.
Because you can't say, oh yeah, it's a foul, but it's not a red. But it's a
So
penalty
wait.
and it's a yellow. Yes, Robin.
Is the red card different in UEFA Champions League? than
Much
UK?
different.
It
Yeah,
must be.
definitely. The rules in Champions League are
Because-
always
because
different.
It's
Yeah.
European referees.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
forget.
it's always different.
It's La Liga refs.
Yeah, La Liga.
No, it's
La Liga
always
refs.
different.
Serie A Mandem.
It's always
Serious.
different. You look at Chesney last year when he got sent off for Robin's tackle. Yeah, when we was it when they missed the penalty? When I think they had a penalty there. And, yeah, I mean, is that a red card? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, you look at Robin's reputation. He's king dive, but he did get taken down.
No,
so-
he's a deep
so
sea diver.
That's the thing. But yeah, I mean, okay. So Koscielny's one, good penalty from Hazard. Though. The penalty was actually class. Bottom right, just fooled him. Just fooled the goalie.
And
And
then
Diego
Cesc Fabregas
Costa.
as well.
Please,
Cesc Fabregas
please.
and Diego Costa.
Before we get there, no. Before we get there,
we'll talk about the
before
beauty.
we get there.
elegance.
Before we get
Wenger,
there,
yeah.
before we get there, what about
Well,
Cahill's challenge on Alexis?
Red card.
Me and Oscar had a massive argument about this.
Red card.
Even Danny to thingy. I think it was Danny to
No.
Yeah, slow down. We're getting there. Step by step. We're gonna get there.
We will get there.
The game
We
was
will
quite
get there.
eventful. For the neutral fan, it was quite an eventful match. But I mean that challenge on Sanchez. I mean that's why
don't know what the ref was doing.
Wenger lost it.
That's a red.
Wenger lost it.
No, sidebar.
Yeah.
Arsene Wenger should be the secret player on Mortal Kombat's next game.
I'm so glad somebody stepped to Mourinho. I can't stand Mourinho. And it was very for me. It was very out of character of Wenger. I couldn't believe it. Somebody else's technical area and
No,
pushed him.
that's one side of the coin. That's what I was saying. That for me, you're the OG of the Premiership after Ferguson has gone. You should know better. Yeah. Don't ever get it twisted. If I could watch that again,
100 times.
I think it gave me as much joy as Gerrard slipping last season.
100 times.
So much joy because Mourinho was like, "Go."
Now he
He's
didn't know
like,
what to do,
go.
but he was just like, yo.
Do you know what? Because there's two things. I'm thinking, Mourinho's really got under this guy's skin over the years. And I think he was almost about to pop. And I thought, Wenger, you don't want to do that. But at the same time, somebody needs to step to this guy. Because Mourinho's has been all over that all season.
What did Mourinho do to Wenger to annoy him?
It's a various
You're in my technical area.
Because Wenger's argument is that Mourinho was in his technical area first, not in the same scene, but in a scene before. So the argument was, you've been in mine, I've been in yours, yeah. And then I think it was
Technically, he was in his technical area.
because
He was just like outside.
Mourinho was annoyed at Mourinho tried to stop Wenger from going to the officials to try and get was it Cahill sent off.
Yeah.
I think that was the aim. And so he stands in front of him and he's like, move our way on my technical area. He went on some like kind of shook vibe for somebody who talks so much. And for me, that's why I was just like, you know what?
That's why I was happy. I was
like,
yeah,
Wenger,
get him,
show
bud.
man who's boss, bro. At least.
But honestly,
And the fact that the fact that the Premier League have done nothing to Wenger for it, they've pressed no charges, nothing. That says a lot. Because I thought, Wenger's in trouble here. That's a 3-game ban, and yet they've done nothing about that. And that's made me think, wow, what's the position of these guys? Why have they not said nothing about it? Because
but the FA is corrupt.
is it assault? Because you can argue Mourinho could easily plead assault, but Mourinho toned it down, and I'll give him ratings for that because he turned around and he says, no, there's nothing big. It's football. This is what happens. Blah blah.
Yeah.
Next day, and I'm like, rah, I didn't expect that from him, so I respect him for that. I respect that sort of approach. But man said, well, Beck should have had an orange card.
I was in tears.
What about an orange card?
Listen.
I said, if it's not a red.
Not Gerard. Welbeck looks like, I don't know, one of them. You know them cars from the future where your legs are just like his position is just like
He's
I'm just gonna go
stretched.
for your legs.
But
Yeah.
even when I saw the time,
That
Was
was
that,
a red
was that a red? Is that a red also?
That was
Yeah?
Orange, purple. That's a
Orange,
red
purple, it's a red
card.
card.
You send him back to
But does
Manchester for that,
Fabregas
bro.
make a meal of it though?
He jumped out the way. That's the lucky.
But he falls to the ground. Did you get? Because he jumps out of the way, but then he falls like on his
No,
knees
but
and
No,
on
he's
his
still, the
side.
thing is, Dan, he still contacts him. That's the thing. Even though he
If
tries
he
to
had
get
that
That's the
away,
issue.
he
If he
still
hadn't
contacts him.
moved, that's a leg breaker.
Yeah.
Fair play.
If he hadn't moved,
Fair
because
play.
that tackle was bad.
That's says 8 months.
I mean, it was a poor challenge. It was
poor
very poor
I was just like,
Okay,
ooh.
Fabregas's handball from Wilshire's shot. There's so
Right.
many events in this
No,
game,
no.
you know. Now that I think about
Here's
it,
the thing. This season, I don't understand referee.
how did the
and
referee
that.
not give? Was it
Your
a free
hand,
kick?
the
Or was
ball
it
is going
penalty? I
up.
can't remember.
Why is your hand up here? You can't say protect your
That's
face.
exactly what I said earlier outside before this pod started. I said to you the same thing about that Tottenham free kick that he punched off the wall. Literally same thing he did there. And referee didn't. I don't understand. Referee's in a good position to see that as
I
well.
don't understand.
I'm baffed as to
I
how he
really
didn't.
don't understand that rule, bro.
No, welcome to the Premier League.
Oh, that's harsh, man.
Oh, harsh.
I mean,
Harsh. Rewind back 2 weeks ago and take us back to Leicester, and I'll tell you what a referee is. A Premiership referee is.
I don't understand, bro.
Come on,
Like,
man.
the ball is going up. Your hand should not be up here. Protecting
man.
my face.
I just
bro.
don't get what the referee. What does a handball mean? What does that even mean anymore? Because these handballs are getting out.
It's getting ridiculous, bro.
The handball situation is getting ridiculous. They need to straighten that out and find
Like,
out.
I can understand this when your hand is here. But the bait ones where man is up here, bro, you see the hand is going. I'm just like,
Did
no.
you see the referee's yellow card to Yunus Kabul against Sunderland?
Southampton.
Sorry, Southampton.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
who's through on goal? Is it Mane? And
Yeah.
Kabul barges him, and he's the last man.
And he's lost,
Yellow
yeah.
card.
Yellow
That's
card.
a red.
Doesn't make sense.
You see what I'm saying? So
If you're gonna penalise the guy, he has
this
to
is
go.
what I'm trying to say.
You either say it's no foul,
This is what
or
I'm
it's
trying
a
to say.
red.
So for me, none of the I don't trust none of these referees.
It's
I'm just
annoying.
none
But
of
that's
these
the thing. I
referees.
get that they're human beings, but they are ruining the game like that.
Yeah.
though. That's a big deal. It's a
That's
massive
why
deal.
for me, I will always and forever be an advocate for video reference.
Yeah.
In
Much
bas-
time, no matter how much time it takes.
Listen, in basketball it takes 10 seconds. It doesn't. People make it look like you have to stand there and watch for 5 minutes. It's not long, bruv. You watch it from 3 different angles. We watch it on Match of the Day. It doesn't take a minute. Literally does not take 60 seconds. And we've made our decisions. But for them, it's like, oh, it's going to ruin the game. Listen, it's not long. It's not long. I'm telling you.
All right, should we talk about it? That Cesc free ball over the top.
Yo.
Over
I don't know why
over
I
to
was
Shawnee,
wrong, bro.
over Mertesacker. I mean, do you know what? Saying that though, yeah, before all of this happened, you know how Welbeck didn't really have the best of his games. Well, I didn't think Costa did either. I don't think he had really had much
Costa got shut out.
till
Costa got shut out,
he
yeah.
got that goal in, and then I think he
Yeah.
missed another open goal, which was unbelievable.
It was
But
offside anyways.
still, you
Yeah,
put
no,
it in
I
the
was
back.
like,
You put that
If
in.
it
bro.
were 35 mil, you put it in the back. But no, yeah, I mean, the free ball.
Oh, it's just amazing.
Do you know,
Vintage.
listen, do you know the first day when he scored that, when he assisted Schürrle against Burnley? That was
Yeah.
like a dagger already to my heart, yeah. But then to do that against Arsenal, that was when I said, you know, it's the final.
When his role in that game was
I
a
was like,
deep,
I was like,
deep,
this is
deep
the
central
final
midfielder, where he wasn't a tempo specialist that we know him to be, and then he pulls that out of the bag.
Exactly. The game was. That's the weird thing about that game is that I felt like besides the penalty, before Costa's goal, besides the penalty, it's even. It's still we're still in the game. We can still make something out of it.
You're in the game because it's a one
'Cause it's
goal
one- yeah,
difference.
'cause it's a
but
one-goal difference.
I don't think I never thought that you were going to score.
The only thing for me was that Chelsea looked like they could go another gear. And that's the worrying thing. I think
Exactly.
I think that was all it was though. Because at the moment we were both like on the same level, but we weren't really creating anything. And then with Chelsea it was like, listen, we're actually holding it down. Like, to
Because
concede one goal at
I
half time.
was watching the game with
It
Robin,
didn't
and I
happen.
said, people don't understand the physics of this team. I said, have you noticed they've left Diego Costa in your half?
Yeah.
And there were 9
rest,
blue
yeah.
shirts
Yeah.
defending.
Yeah.
I mean, Oscar. They said they had 14 fouls on you
Yeah.
in that game.
That's
you know
what
what I'm saying.
You see Keown's analysis on it. They just literally their game plan stop every
Stop
Arsenal move.
everything.
And which basically meant foul everyone. And it was just every time the referee, but the referee wasn't even giving chances to us as well because a lot of the times we were getting fouled. Wilshere was getting like absolutely murked, and the referee wasn't giving him nothing.
No, 100%. And the thing is, the referee. I've noticed something with referees that they always favour the team that seems to get stuck in. It's like if you scream for fouls all the time, for them it's like be a man. I hear that you're supposed to give the foul, but for them it's like no, play on. do better than this. That I think that's their mentality with a lot of the games that I've seen.
Did Wilshere try to fight in that game?
John Terry.
Probably Terry.
But why does Wilshere feel like he has to be that guy?
Nah, Terry's a mug. And that's the thing. If he looks at it like this, because what was the situation? How did they get into that kerfuffle? Was it like?
It was a foul.
Yeah, Terry fouled him, and it was like I don't think he was even given anything. And he had to,
Nah,
I
they
think
got a free kick.
Did they get a free kick? I remember them walking away from the ball,
Yeah, they
both of
got
them
a
just
free
walking
kick.
away, and it was just like he was mouthing off to him, and then Wilshere just mouthed off.
I'm just like Wilshere.
And Terry
First of all,
didn't
first of all,
really-
you're not that guy. All of the fights,
He's that guy.
Wilshere will get banged in. All of the fights that I've seen him try to start, he will get banged.
He won't get banged against Terry. He would have banged Terry. Wilshere's a nutter. Listen, I'm not even lying.
Have you seen John Terry?
I'm not lying. What? John Terry's shook. He's a shook guy.
John
bro.
Terry's shook.
He's a shook guy. Have you not seen John Terry?
Isn't this the guy that had swallowed his tongue and had his cheekbone broken? And came back.
Don't get me
No.
Don't get me wrong. He's
No
a
one
fighter.
ever diss John Terry. No.
He's a fighter.
John Terry
Not
will
in beef
bang.
though. Not
John
in
Terry
beef.
will bang Jack Wilshere.
Not in beef. He plays. No, listen. He
I'm
no.
not even
Joy.
trying to hear this.
John Terry is a professional footballer. That's what it is. He will fight for anything in terms of football. In a football term.
No, but if you're telling me
But in a swingers,
Jack Wilshere will have up John
Listen,
Terry, I don't believe
Wilshere's
that.
a nutcase.
I don't.
Wilshere is a
Listen,
nutcase.
nutcases will get banged.
Yeah, but
You could be a
thing
nutcase and get banged.
you
bruv.
can be, but not Terry.
It's not Terry will bang.
Not Terry.
No, for me, it's-
What other clash have you seen Wilshere that you fought?
Shawcross.
Oh Jesus! Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Shawcross.
Should I show you a picture of Ryan Shawcross?
Show me a picture. This the same guy that was crying when he injured Ramsey, when he had to get his mum to pick him up from the ground. Come on, man. Ryan Shawcross. You must be kidding me, mate.
Or and because Wilshere's a nutcase, he'll beat Ryan Shawcross.
No, I'm just saying.
Ryan
man.
Shawcross will just stick his hand in front of his face and then he will just swing here.
No.
This area here.
Wilshere's-
Wilshere.
Okay, so we're talking now height difference. We're drifting away
Jack
from the
Wilshere
conversation.
will not
Listen,
bang anyone.
Wilshere will lay it on guys.
What,
Yeah?
and smoke after that?
Say, no, probably sell a blunt to him or something. I don't know. But yeah. But anyway, Fabregas' through ball from his own half.
It was art.
It was from his own half.
Absolutely beautiful.
It was Renaissance.
But you see the
art.
two goals, they just came out of nowhere. And do you know what I mean? It was just one of those ones where it was like, okay, level up. You know what I mean? And then we're on to the next gear.
Man said
Bang.
level up.
Yeah. That's literally what it was. It was like these two goals that they scored were so timed. It was almost like, okay, it's now 78th. Let's go for it. Do you know what I mean? One through ball. Costa all of a sudden finds this. I don't know where he was the whole game. And then all of a
It's
sudden,
called position.
he just literally bursts out and just thinks. But you see my issue with Matasak and Kashani. But I don't want to be sounding like an annoying gong every week, talking about the same situations, the same stuff. But, you know, small margins for me changed the game. So that's why I'm not too downbeat, but it's another loss to Chelsea.
Yeah, it's another
Do you know
loss.
what I mean? We ain't beaten Chelsea for a while.
It's 12 now, isn't it, against Mourinho?
12 wins,
all that
7
rubbish.
draws.
You know what I mean? All those stats there, and just gets on
I
my
love
nerves.
how Mourinho got up at the end of the game.
Gets on my nerves.
The way
Gets
he was
on my
like,
nerves.
that smug face got straight up.
I mean,
Straight
yeah,
again.
they blamed Wenger for not shaking Mourinho's hand when Mourinho left first.
Mourinho
I don't-
left first,
I don't,
yeah.
I don't understand that. But anyway, you know, I don't know. Now I think Callum Chambers is suspended. I think he's suspended for the next couple of
Yeah, it's
games
his
or
fifth-
one game.
fifth yellow
Chambers.
card.
It's fifth yellow.
He's been booked every game he's been on. He's been booked. I mean, he had Hazard, to be fair. He had to take him down a couple of times. Just to get
If
through
I'm
the
going to
day.
be honest, he's one of the few defenders in your team I'm impressed with because he really likes to get stuck in.
Yeah, he's a good he's a good player.
He's
a good player.
defender. You know what I'm saying?
We've got a team who's actually trying. You know, but it was so weird for me. The person who had the best player play for the game in Arsenal's side was Flamini, and yet he's been quite shocking this season. And yet it just seems like we can't get to get all our good players working at the same time.
Fam, where's Walcott, man? He needs to hurry up, bro.
It's October, you know.
Good thing it's an international break though.
It's October.
I heard that.
I
I heard that
6
all
months.
back. I heard that all back.
Fam, what do you mean?
Yeah, do you remember? Do you remember it was? Do you remember it was
This is
touch
my
and go?
point.
Do you remember it was
This is my
touch and go for the World
January,
Cup?
February, March, April, May, June. Wow,
No,
July.
you don't have to count for me, bro. No.
No, honestly, but that's
six
been
months.
Arsenal's story with injuries. Wenger said about Ramsey. He said that we've been told it's 3 to 4 weeks, so I'm going to say 4 weeks. That's literally. It's come down to that.
And he came back in the whole Premiership game.
It's come back to that.
In the away game.
It's come back to that. So you know,
So is it your physio?
I don't know.
Wait,
I
let me
don't know what it
ask you a
is.
question,
I don't know what
Is
it is. To
Sanchez-
be
What is
honest.
Sanchez's position, bro?
Right wing.
Right wing.
Why does he keep cutting inside, bro?
No, because nobody else is helping that guy. Do you know what? Yeah? You look at Sanchez and you see how much work he does, and nobody else does the
Workhorse.
same. Nobody else does the
He's
same.
a workhorse.
So he has to come pick the ball up, take it on,
He's a workhorse.
find the
That
final
was the
ball.
first time I actually saw him shout.
This
Like,
is
he-
what I'm
Yeah, because
saying,
he's
bro.
getting frustrated.
Yeah.
He's gonna leave.
Because
so
in other games, it's been lucky that we got the win. That's why I said, you know, the Galatasaray and Villa games, I weren't that convinced about it, only because Villa had that whole flu thing. Then Galatasaray were just a dead poor team.
When I saw 3 at the back, I said Arsenal was winning this game.
You know what I mean? So for me, I was like,
Period.
I can't take those victories for the because when we played City, when we played Tottenham, when we played Leicester, when we played Everton, fam,
You
wagwan.
remember I said to you, you will draw that game before
Which one?
the Tottenham
Spurs.
game.
I couldn't believe we
I
drew
said
that.
you will
I
draw that
couldn't
game.
believe we drew that. I could not believe we drew that.
I said I'm not
I just
convinced with you lot
couldn't
this year. I'm not convinced.
I'm annoyed.
Sanchez
So
is gonna leave. Watch. Next summer you hear Sanchez wants to leave, but he's gonna leave.
well, you know,
Well,
we'll
Danny Walker
see.
cup.
We'll see what happens. There, man. We'll see what happens there.
If I'll give him 2 seasons at Arsenal.
Costa's got what, his 9th goal this season?
9
Hey,
and 7.
Sanchez is
9
gonna
and 7
cut.
games.
Özil will cut.
So you know, I mean,
Wush, Ramsey, you will hear him wants to cut.
Arsenal. Well, I think. Do
Ah.
you know what? It's only 7 games in. You know, we
Well,
can't.
I
It's
don't
not all.
care,
Gloom.
bro.
I don't think it's all doom and gloom. But first
Bro.
defeat of the season, which
Bro,
isn't bad for Arsenal. Arsenal
Bro.
have prone to defeats
But
early.
there's a lot to be concerned with, though.
There is.
There's a
Don't get me
lot
wrong.
of
There is a lot of
concern, I
things
think.
that we need to be sorted out. But I think, you know, the thing that really gets me
One
annoyed
shot on
is that
target,
United and Spurs are both above us, and yet they seem to be having a worse season than us, and it just doesn't look like that anymore.
Fam.
But
Shot on target.
early stages. We're still in October. We're going to have an international break. Players will be back. Players will be fit. You know, and we look forward. I think our next game is Hull at home. So Hull at home. I think we've got Burnley. We've got Sunderland in the next 3 games. So we've got to get 9 points out of that. And you never know. The season can change. That's football for you. But we're going to move on to Manchester United, who got a 2-1 win over Everton. A debut, not a debut, a first goal for Mr. Radamel Falcao. Apparently, he's got 2 assists at Man United, which is more than he has got any assist in the last 3 years of his football career. He only had 1 assist in his last 3 seasons, but he's got 2 at Manchester United.
It's the Manchester United way.
It's the United way, isn't it? Yeah,
The
right.
Vanguard.
Yeah, right. So Manchester United without Rooney, still got an impressive victory done. But De Gea, would you call man of the match? Even Tim Howard, though, he pulled out a few good saves. But
David.
David De Gea was probably
David De Gea for Prime Minister.
David De Gea
Minister.
definitely made some unbelievable
gosh.
saves. Manchester United.
Even though it was awarded to Di Maria was like, I don't want to give it to De Gea. It was like,
Oh, he got
deserved it.
because of the assist in the goal. Is
Yeah,
that what
because
Di
remember
Maria got
when you
for?
choose man of the match, it's done like 5-10 minutes before the end of the game.
Yeah, true, yeah.
So
Which is idiotic.
yeah,
If
So-
a guy scores 2 goals in the last 10 minutes of a dead game,
Fair, I
Come on,
get
bruv.
what you mean.
you got wait till
but
the
yeah,
end of
Di
the
Maria
game.
was like, it should have been given to De Gea because he saved those 3 saves that he made.
He said it was his best game. I disagree. I think his Madrid game was his best game. I've
The
ever
away
seen.
one.
Yeah, the Bernabeu.
away one.
When he used his foot, I said this guy's taking it.
Well-
I thought the Chelsea game in his first season. Was it his
when
first season?
when Mata hit that shot,
When he hit that, wow,
But that was a wild game. That game was like 3-0, wasn't it?
it was 3-1 to Chelsea
Yeah,
in the
at
first
half time.
and then 2 penalties.
And then Rooney scored a top burner in that penalty. That's a penalty.
Referees
yeah.
of the Premier League, bro.
That's when Torres got sent off, innit? Like, for nothing.
No, that wasn't it. That was AVB.
Nah, he's made some mad saves though. I can't even lie.
Huh? That was AVB.
AVB was manager.
When did Torres get sent off against United?
2012.
Oh, was that under Mateo? Or
Yeah,
Benitez?
that was the Mateo.
Oh, swear down.
Who, by the way, has a Schalke job.
Yeah, I was
Big
just
up-
about to say
big
that.
up Di Matteo.
How did he get that, though?
Because Di Matteo's a don.
I don't know.
He won the Champions League.
Schalke are in a bit of a mare in the league. I don't know.
He won the Champions
Weird.
League.
Dortmund are like 13th in the German league.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I saw that yesterday.
we'll move over.
Di Matteo won the Champions League.
even game. United Everton.
I will say this.
No,
I think
Everton's
Everton turned. Listen, I will keep saying this about Romelu Lukaku. He is not worth 28M. Yeah, this is not just off one game. Lukaku, the steam comes off after the 45th minute. I keep saying it. He can't run after that.
I think ever since he cut his locks,
What, Samson curse?
I took that from
Some Samsonite curse.
I took that from Poets Corner. What's it? Copper 90.
Copper 90.
Comments below. Yeah.
What's
were
it
saying
called?
the same thing.
Lukaku for me has the potential to be a world class striker. The guy is just not.
So is
fast
28 million bad?
Bro, trust
Because a world class striker at this rate is how much?
At
Bro,
least
you're
30.
40, bro.
35, 40.
You get me? So to buy him 28 now, and you know you can, because he won't stay at Everton for the rest of his career.
No, he won't.
Yeah. So Everton will make profit from that guy, which is what's mad.
You never know.
You never know.
Listen.
Do know.
I'm willing to bet against that. No, honestly, I'm willing to bet that
I see what you mean.
28 million is going to be a dent in their finances for so long that they're gonna struggle because they spent that kind of money.
He was against McNair. What happened there? Like,
Paddy McNair
Paddy Big Boy.
for vice president.
so now what? Blackett is now off. Is he off?
I think Paddy McNair has had a better season than Blackett's preseason and this season. Did you see his neck
looking
movement
good.
against West Ham? No. I could show you some videos of Paddy
I'm
McNair.
sorry, bro.
And why I like Paddy McNair is that he is not a scared defender. Like Blackett, well, for him it was like I played preseason, now I'm in the league. Paddy McNair almost got dropped out of the under-19s team.
Wow. So he's had quite a transformation.
It's literally
It's quite a transformation.
like
for
God's
him.
grace has come upon him.
I mean,
And
he looks like he's doing well.
he had Lukaku on. That's
Yeah,
what I was
he
telling
had-
you
he
guys.
had-
I said it's not hard to mark Lukaku. It's not hard because he doesn't move. Lukaku doesn't move. It's Stephen
Yeah,
Naismith. I'm scared of, and he scored.
Naismith, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But for me, it was a game of. I wouldn't say 2 halves, but I'll say a game of 60 minutes and 30 minutes because
Game of two.
the curse of Di Maria, until we get new signings, is that everyone plays to his pace. When Di Maria is tired, everyone defends. we stop attacking.
So he's a focal
I
point.
think
He's
he
the
gets
focal
subbed.
point. He didn't get subbed.
Not this
He
time.
didn't get subbed.
Because
Because Van Gaal learned from his mistake the
Oh,
first time.
sorry. Now you talk about that. Cazorla getting something against Chelsea. What was that about? He's the best player on our team, and he was not happy about it. He was not
Arsene
happy.
Wenger,
He was not. Happy about it.
I honestly think he's beginning to lose it.
I don't know. Anyway, back to Old Trafford. Let's get back to Old Trafford.
Let's go back to United.
But United are getting wins now. Important
I
wins,
think
albeit
with
2-1s and whatnot. But I mean, wins are wins, and you guys are 4th in the table.
Yeah.
You're in the top 4.
We haven't been in the top 4 for a year and a half.
Yeah, no. They said that you were in the top 4 last August. You beat Swansea
Can,
like 4 something.
can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, last August.
We were in the top 4 in August.
Yeah, last
We were
August.
top 4 in August.
Last August.
We were top 4 in August.
No, last August.
No
not
one
this
wins the league
year.
in August.
Yeah. Well, no one wins the league now. So
Exactly.
what does that mean?
No. I'd rather
You
be
win the
fourth.
league in May.
Listen.
Did you hear how Mourinho answered the question? That was, oh my god! They asked him, "Is it important that you stay in the at the top of the Premier League?" And he said, "No." He says it's important that we're top on the last day of the season. I started busting.
That's a tough question.
I was dying. I was like, he answered that question so well. 'Cause he was like, you know when they start buttering him up, you you got your win, blah blah blah. How important is it?
And he
that you stay?
doesn't look at the camera. He's like,
I think.
like, have you noticed when he
No.
asks questions, like, he holds his head and he looks this way.
He's trying to
He
calculate
calculated the question. It's like
Calculate. The guy he's like pre-programmed to how he answers the question. He's like Wenger as well. Wenger answers the question the exact same way all the time. So and that's why people think Pellegrini's lost it, because Pellegrini sometimes doesn't even know what he's saying, doesn't even know what he's doing.
Pellegrini didn't know if he had won against Bayern Munich last year, he would have topped the group.
I mean,
That's
even
embarrassing.
Mancini
That's
lost it
embarrassing.
at times.
No, we all knew Mancini was a work in progress. The guy needed help from God, bruv.
Yeah,
Because-
but he won the league, he won the FA Cup. He's
Yeah,
all right.
I hear that, but
He's
none of your dressing room liked you.
I don't know why. He's a good manager. It turns out Galatasaray's manager is actually
Prandelli.
Prandelli. I couldn't believe that.
Yeah,
I thought
I told you.
this
Yeah.
manager
Wow,
brought
he-
out that
he-
team at the Emirates.
Yeah.
That was a horrible team.
He's crap, bro.
That was a horrible
He
team.
played.
Prandelli's
He
not
played. He played Schneider as a holding mid. and I would never
Prandelli needs
understand
to
that.
go back to Italy, bro.
Unbelievable. You see Arsenal bring Flares to Stamford Bridge.
Hey, them Galatasaray fans are
Yeah, because
mad.
they've ruined the seats. Have you seen the seats? They're proper broken. It's weird.
Ah,
There's a picture
so
where they
dumb.
proper bust up. I was thinking, damn. At
Yo.
the Emirates as well. You know. Luckily, we ain't got a game for like another week anyway, so that's
yeah.
all right.
So back to Manchester United.
So what? David De Gea is your man of the match.
And Di
How
Maria.
important is it going to be for him to be on top form this season?
David De Gea's biggest issue is that our back four doesn't complement how good he is.
Yeah.
And so there's always a debate as to how good David De Gea is. Put David De Gea in any top team in the world, he will start, bruv. Honestly, he starts.
Falcao got his first goal for Manchester United. I'm sure you guys must be over the moon with that. Is that the start of many?
Yes.
Yes.
It's the start of
It's
many.
the same thing with Di Maria. Personally, I think, because remember, when before they came to Manchester United,
Yeah.
they have not played a game for time. So,
I mean, Di Maria was.
Yeah, but
he played
Di
a
Maria
World
was
Cup.
out for what,
Yeah.
3 weeks?
He played a World Cup.
Yeah, after the
so
World Cup.
after World Cup.
But do you know
Yeah.
the greatest moment of that Manchester United game?
What's that?
When I saw the team sheet and I saw Tony Hibbert as the right back, I said, Di Maria is going to have so much fun against this guy.
I couldn't believe when he was playing against Liverpool. I was like, this guy's come from where? Where's he? It's like, he can bring back Kilban. Like, they can bring back anybody. They can bring back anybody.
Listen, I couldn't believe it when I saw him in the back four. I said, yeah, we're going to have fun today. In
But he
attack.
did have fun. Di Maria had fun that game.
It was
You
a
see the
good
stuff he
game.
was pulling off.
And the unsung hero of our team, which I said before the season started, I said Daley Blind will be our most important signing. And Daley Blind, apart from the fact that he needs to go to the gym, is a brilliant player.
I think that you look at the games now. Both West Ham and Everton game it could have gone either way.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only concern if I was a United fan I'd have is that we've got to shut down games more.
Well, you see, the thing is, a lot of people say it's an excuse, but when you come into the season with 10 injuries per game, it's not easy. It's not a joke.
It cost us the title last
We've
year.
played.
It's no joke.
What was the stat we played with? 29 players?
28.
28 players this year.
Yeah, no,
It's October.
injuries are no joke. Like,
You see what I'm saying?
I genuinely believe it cost us the league last year.
Yeah, I agree.
Because when we had our players fit, do you know where we were? Top of the
Top
league.
of the league, yeah.
And for a while.
You know, this is the
Do you
thing.
know what I mean? I thought,
About 128 days, bro.
honestly, and we had a lot of injuries that year.
A lot of
Do you
injuries.
know what I'm saying? It was unbelievable. Oh, that season hurt.
Don't
Anyway.
get me wrong. I'm not naive. I don't think we'll beat City or Chelsea. I'm very excited to play City this year. Actually, don't get me wrong.
City.
Chelsea.
Why
I'm much
City?
more excited to play City because they're not as defensively acute as Chelsea. Defensively, listen, Aston Villa should have scored 3 goals on Saturday, bruv.
I don't know,
Aston Villa should have scored
I don't
3
know.
goals on
I think
Saturday.
defense. I think defensively, both Chelsea and City have lost an inch from what they were last season, and I feel like
Chelsea,
because they still conceded quite a few goals.
Chelsea
Do you know what I mean?
conceded a lot of goals, but
Yeah.
and I thought they were going to concede more against you guys.
Yeah.
And then I saw the way Arsenal played. I said, yeah, this is going to be a clean sheet today. And Czech was back. I thought, they're not conceding any goals.
You'd rather have Czech in goal, yeah, over Courtois.
far.
When
Every
Czech
day,
came in, I
every
felt,
day.
you know what, he ain't played a game for a while. This could be good for us. I was actually happy to see Czech come on,
Fam, we didn't shoot.
Petr
but
Cech,
we didn't even shoot.
Petr
didn't
Cech
shoot.
is the best keeper in the league.
I mean, you look at it this way. Not many teams go to Stamford Bridge and get anything. Yeah, last season the champions didn't even get anything there. So in hindsight, that's why I don't even look at it that bad of a result. 2-0, it's not as bad as 6-0 that last season. That's why I can't even look at it as all gloom and
Fam, we
doom
didn't
and
shoot,
gloom.
bro.
Huh?
If I was hyping about Moyes last year, about Man United last year,
Yeah.
not getting a shot on target, bro.
Yeah. No, it's unacceptable. I mean, I think with the team you have to attack Chelsea, but the repercussions that we had 5 shots on target last season and conceded 6. So there's it. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing about football. Like you can't just it's not as simple as that. But anyways. So are we done with Man United? Top 4?
No.
We're not done. Well, what do you want to talk about United now?
The fact that we've got Arteta now.
Yes,
we've
I
got-
can't wait.
We've got. I think after West Brom we've got Chelsea, and I think after that we've got City,
Let's have a look at these fixtures.
and then we've got games.
Oh, your game's a Monday night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
West Brom's on Monday,
I don't mind that.
which gives us rest. Thank God.
Don't mind that. Then you got Chelsea on the Sunday at Old Trafford the following week,
Yeah,
and then it's City away the following Sunday.
City away. Yeah,
And then we got you soon after that though.
yeah.
Let's see.
And
you
I
got
and I
Palace
will
at home,
repeat.
which will be odd.
I will repeat. I cannot
And then
wait
it's,
to play Arsenal.
then it's
this
Arsenal. You're not going to beat us at the
Year.
Emirates,
I
bro.
cannot wait to
You're
play
not going to
Arsenal.
beat us at
Yeah.
Emirates. You're not gonna beat us at the
I
Emirates.
cannot wait to play Arsenal.
That's delusional
That's
behaviour.
the- that's
You're not
the-
gonna beat us
No,
at the Emirates.
that's the match when Danny Welbeck has a man.
Now, do you know what? I definitely think it will be a good game if Walcott comes back. I think
Walcott will be back. By that
You
game,
have to be back, fam.
Oi,
I'll
oi,
slap,
oi,
I'll
oi.
tweet you,
Yeah,
fam.
listen,
Where the heck
listen,
are you,
listen,
man?
he's training. He's in
Listen,
full training
listen,
now.
listen,
So you know,
I read Aaron Ramsey was going to be out for 3 weeks during Christmas. They said February he's going to be back. February turned to April.
yeah, I know.
The
I
guy
heard that.
came back at the whole game.
I heard that.
3 games before the FA Cup final. Don't take the mick out of my life, bro.
Don't watch that. I can't.
No, I'm not watching that because I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm just saying that for me, I cannot wait to play Arsenal.
Can't beat United.
I can't wait to.
We've got to beat United.
Well,
We're
we
at
have to
home
beat
as well.
United,
We've
bro.
got to beat
Because
United.
my thing is the reason why I doubt you'll beat us is because you couldn't beat us last year.
If they tear us up, bro, I'm going to go
But I think
back.
your defense is worse this year.
I think our defense is worse this year.
And I
But-
think because at home, you lot ain't gonna have the ball at home.
But you have to remember who's our centre back partnership last year against you.
I wouldn't remember.
I definitely remember Jones being there because he had Ozil in his pocket.
Please.
I remember
You
that.
lot came to just sit
He
there.
had
Yeah,
Ozil.
I saw Everton
in
play
his-
against Arsenal in that game.
He
I was
had,
like,
he
oh,
had
that game was
Ozil
excruciating.
right here, bruv.
I was
You know what I mean?
I have a question for you
United,
guys.
Yeah, yeah.
They should just
Do you
leave,
think
bro.
Ozil's losing heart?
No, people need to get off his back.
What?
Just get off it. The thing is, it's like what we were saying about Wilshere. Do you remember at the beginning of the season, people were like Wilshere wouldn't make the Arsenal team? Are you crazy? He's putting one of the best players in our team this season. But
No,
they,
yeah, because you have to read it on paper. He's not a defensive mid.
I mean,
so if you look at the 2 defensive mids you have,
they got a, they
Fam,
got,
Fam,
Wilshere
4,
doesn't
2,
walk
3,
in.
1,
they
blood.
got a, nah, you know what? I'm actually sold with the 4-3-3 at the moment. I would rather have you have 4, you have 1 as the base, yeah. Then you have 2 ahead of that.
So where's Ezra playing?
with
I think in
with
the
Ramsey.
I put him in the 2.
With Ramsey.
I'd put him in
Douglas
the
is
2
not on
right
the
there.
wing, bruv.
Is
Tired of him being on the wing, fam.
That's the thing. Like you're gonna get. I mean, he's not
No,
playing.
I don't want him there, bro.
No, as in,
No.
how can we, Ozil will always get shut down for whatever reason and whatnot, and it's because he plays in a certain
He lost
style.
the ball a few times in that
He
Chelsea
did.
game.
He did.
And some of them were from himself.
My
He's
issue-
one of
issue-
them ones, yeah. He needs to find his rhythm. If he ain't,
You have to play him in the middle. You have to play him in the
My
middle.
issue is this: look, when Arsenal lose the ball, just get it back. Just you know what I'm saying. Losing the ball happens in football, but get the
Every
ball
game.
back.
Every
Get
game.
the ball back. 'Cause
Everyone
how
does.
else does the other team get the ball then? You think they pass it to them? Everybody
They wait
loses
to shoot and the keeper catches it.
and then we
they
start
get the
attack. Listen, everyone loses the ball in a game. They all do. Get the ball back. It's how do you you know what I'm saying? How do you press back? And that was one of the things that people forgot about Barcelona's like amazing year. That not only were they sick on the ball, but when they lost the ball, give it 5 seconds, they got it back.
And that's how Chelsea. That's why I like the way Mourinho plays. Is that when he loses the ball, you will see Matic and Mikel
Yeah.
and Cahill on you. They'll get the ball back and start the
I
game
mean, look,
again.
they had Mikel and Matic from the pitch in that game. That says a lot.
Aye.
When I saw them both, I thought this
Yeah.
is a joke thing.
Yeah,
I thought we're not going to break down nothing.
yeah. This is the
Checking goal, that back 4, then Mikel and Matic. Nah,
Yeah,
it's a long day.
He rapped, he lost.
It's a long day.
Down,
Yeah, he
bro.
just shut down shop. When it was 1-0, that's it, boy. We're going to shut down the shop. So, But Ozil, nah, it's garbage.
What is the fixture between United and Arsenal and Emirates?
It's the one after the Palace game you lot got.
Is it November?
Yeah, 22nd.
22nd.
It's the one after.
Oh,
it's the
I
one,
definitely want to go to that
it's
game.
it's a 5:30 kickoff on a Saturday.
Woo!
I can go straight after practice.
Ooh, I'm gonna be at work watching
Do you,
that
know,
one.
what the best thing is? Yeah, I love that. Hold on, 22nd. The week before that is the 8th. So there's an international break before that as well.
So there's actually time.
There's going to be a lot of time
There's
before
time.
that game. But anywho's, so we're going to move on. Look, Man City, the champions, they got a good away win, result-wise at Villa. It looked like a weird game as well. I mean, it was like 0-0 till what time? What was the first goal? Like 5th? 86th minute?
About that.
Something like that.
But Villa, I was a Villa fan until Yaya was gone. I said, yeah, you know what, you guys don't even deserve to win now, because you had listen. If
They
you
had
get
a lot of
if
chances.
you get a chance against City, you take that chance, bro. Honestly, you take that chance.
Good goalkeeping. No?
From Guzan.
Hart? As in the chances that Villa missed. because it seemed like Hart pulled out a few
A
good
few,
saves
a
there.
few of the saves he made were brilliant.
Yeah,
They were
it's something
brilliant.
you want from your goalkeeper.
Definitely.
You know,
I'm
so,
not a fan of Joe Hart.
Yeah,
Oh, these guys, bro.
No,
that
Joe,
City kit though, I ain't gonna
listen,
lie, that kit is so hard.
dirty. That kit
Bruv,
is hard.
like every time I see it, I'm like,
That kit
no,
is
that
hard.
kit's hard.
That kit's actually hard.
that kit is hard. I mean, you know what? You see Aguero's finish. Do you see what Silva was doing? Did you guys see what was going on? Do you see why I love Silva? Do you see why I love
For me,
Silva?
it was James Milner.
He worked his socks
James
off.
Milner.
like-
For me, I will take him from Man City.
Breaking news, people.
Roy Keane news?
No,
What's going on there?
no. Ozil
Oh,
sent for MRI.
Yeah, I read that before. So yeah, this is
MRI scan? For
Apparently,
what?
he might be out for 3
Oh,
weeks.
for flip's sake, that's not what we want right now. That is, oh my, and he'll miss the international, but what does that mean? Oh,
He misses
jeez.
also next game too.
Yeah.
Next game is Hull at home, then it's Sunderland away, then it's
Listen,
Burnley at
if
home.
Hull draw or beat you, then you can't say United will beat you at the Emirates.
No, I'm not trying to hear Hull beating us.
Hey.
I'm not trying to hear that. And to be fair, the first time they played us, they beat us at the Emirates like years ago when Giovanni, sorry, yeah, scored that dirty free kick. But anyway, City got off. City winning. They're back. They're up in second place already.
Mm-hmm.
Liverpool got their first win in I don't know how long, which was very. It's what they needed, and it was very close. It could have been.
Lallana's goal was brilliant.
Lallana finally got
I
off.
have to give it to
Got
him.
off the score sheet. So you know they're all looking good at the moment. Player of the week.
David De Gea.
Player of the week this weekend. Who do you think is the most outstanding player this weekend?
David De Gea.
You're gonna go with David De Gea. Who are you gonna go for? Di Maria, David. Ernest, who you going for? Wait, all Man United players.
No, because you really have to be balanced here. Who was the best player this week?
Because I mean, Milner's the shout, no?
Was Milner's there? No, Milner's is a nomination still. Because Yaya Toure was invisible before that goal. Aguero was trying things. He hit the post.
See Aguero, yeah. It's just I don't understand. But you see on fantasy, football, like on fantasy football, he scores a lot of goals, but his points are not that high. So it just shows you maybe he just comes in for that one shot bang
And then he goes
and
back on the bench.
chills and just chills. Like I said at the Emirates, came to the box first time and scored, huh?
He hasn't played 90 minutes.
But he still scores. You should
Obviously
get more
he
points for
scores.
that. Where was there? You should be
But
getting
you
more
get
points.
a bonus point for finishing the
Fair
whole
enough.
game.
Yeah, fair dues. So player of the week. Ernest, who's your candidate?
Honestly, I gotta go for De Gea, man.
Yeah, I think
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of him already.
I think I'll sign with De Gea.
But he did some. Listen, it's the shot. Dude, have you seen the picture of the last shot? Not the one where he saves like this.
The fingertip one.
The fingertip one. But do you see that Rojo and Fellaini are in front of him?
Yeah.
He can't see the shot happening.
Yeah, you
Fellaini.
couldn't see it.
I cannot find this picture.
It's an Everton defender in front.
No, but
Blackett stopped it.
Fellaini stands in front of the shot.
What stand out for me is that Blackett defended the ball, but De Gea was on the floor.
Yeah, he was on the floor.
Yeah,
The man had to get up and jump that far
Listen,
and still save it.
David De Gea is top 3 keepers in the league, bro.
free.
Honestly,
Yeah,
no,
fair
he's so ill, bro. But our defense is just, that's the thing.
So we're gonna go with David De Gea.
David De
Yeah,
Gea.
fair enough. Team of the week. Who's the best performed team in this week? And I would like to say that Sunderland beating Stoke at home was very impressive. To beat them 3-1, I think that's massive. That's a massive result for Sunderland. I think
They haven't won
Their first win
this
And to
season.
beat Stoke, who've been a bit weird this season.
They've been lukewarm, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it to Sunderland.
I'd give Sunderland a shout. It's a very big win.
I'll give it to Sunderland.
David. Where you going?
I was going to say Chelsea, but I thought,
No, because
whoa,
a lot of teams.
2-0 and a clean sheet against Arsenal.
I mean, because I would have argued Hull as well, because Hull again got two.
Diame is looking like a gem.
You might have to get put in the fantasy.
Oh,
But
he's
I've
looking
heard
like
that
a gem.
He starts well. I heard that he starts well, and then he's slowly going to fade out, according to West Ham fans. So I don't know. We'll have to see.
West Ham played him up front. No, how can you? Don't be bitter because a guy left your team, bruv. If Allardyce is playing him in different positions, he has the right to say, "Listen, I left because this guy wasn't appreciating me."
Yeah.
And I think he scored a goal a game. Is it in his past 3 games?
It's been
It's
something like that. Yeah,
that.
something
Yeah,
like that. He's been a massive factor.
Bruv,
He's
he's
been a
a
massive
big,
factor. Him and Huddleston work well together.
very well.
They give each other space.
And you know how I feel about Huddleston.
Yeah.
I think he's an unsung hero. I think he's sick. But
Fair dues.
yeah,
Fair dues.
Huddleston for me. Who is the flop of the week?
Should we do a flop of the week? Flop of the week. Donkey of the week, yeah? I don't know, man. I guess I couldn't even say.
Do you know what it is? I don't even want to call him one for the week. I just think for the season.
Who?
Rio Ferdinand.
Rio. Well, he's talking like he's retired already.
Rio Ferdinand is a player I look at and I think, bruv, you should have left United in 2010. Yeah.
Well, you know.
Number 2, you went to QPR. Why did you go to
He was
QPR?
bitter, bro.
Yeah.
The wage. Bruv.
Bruv.
In London,
Bruv,
with the wages.
Rio Ferdinand is cake.
He could have joined a lot of players.
No, Rio Ferdinand is cake. I don't think you understand how much money this guy has.
If you were Rio Ferdinand leaving Manchester United and you
I
get
am
free,
going back to Southampton.
hold
where
on,
it's
you got 300. You got 3 contracts on your table. Let's just say, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Southampton could be Southampton. I don't think they would have
No,
applied.
it
for
was Hull.
yeah, Hull,
It was Hull.
Hull,
QPR
and QPR, and who was the other one? Oh, was it West Ham? Why have I got West Ham in my head?
No,
Why have I got them in my
no,
head?
because he used to play for them.
But anyway, so let's say out of Hull and QPR, right? Now, I see why you would say Hull, under Bruce as well. Couple United sort of, there's a bit of United DNA in that.
Hey, Steve Bruce is a don, you know.
He is. He is.
Listen,
But then he
Gaston
could,
Ramirez is there on and doesn't start.
he's probably got like 30 grand a week at Hull. 50 grand max, yeah? And then at QPR, he can get 100 grand in London.
No, but that depends on your prerogative. If you're going for money, then fine, go to QPR. But then it shows that you have no ambition. Because if you go to Hull, they'll stay up.
Well, you don't know in the
Hull will
Premier
stay
League.
up this year.
Hull.
Hull will stay up this year.
Last season, Hull started very, very well, but then towards the end of the season, they were sliding a lot.
Because
Fair enough, but it was
number 1 FA
sliding.
Cup, number 2, if you get your 40 points in the league, you're not getting relegated.
But why did it stop? Anyway, we'll see. Anyway,
Hull will not get
Hull-
relegated.
Got a rumour
No, I
for
don't-
you, man.
I don't think
Man's
they'll get-
got a rumour still.
I don't think okay.
After Liverpool, the target team will be Casillas.
Well, tired, man. We've got to speed up. By the way, Shez needs to get out of our goal. I said this like 2 weeks ago. Just get Ospina in goal.
I had a
Get some
debate with
games.
someone on Sunday.
get some
I had a
games.
debate with Jamal, and he said, I said to him, Chesney's had 1 good season. He said, no, he's had 3. I said, name me the other 2. Please name me the other 2
I
seasons.
think his first year was good.
No,
Yeah, man. He was unbelievable. And he was like 19.
No.
Remember his first year?
no,
You don't think so? That 2011 season?
no.
Oh, definitely.
2011 when they had the tiger stripes on the keeper's
On the
kit.
keeper kit.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, he was
No
hard.
way.
He was hard
No
that year.
way.
Nah, he was
No
hard.
way.
When you have Almunia and Fabianski.
Seeing an
he's
improved
hard.
player doesn't mean he's good. It just means he's improved.
No, I think he was hard. When you look at the games, look at how we were in all 4 competitions that season.
Yeah.
Like towards the end of those competitions, and yet
And what I'm saying is
flopped
that
at the hurdles.
is that he was getting buried.
he was.
No,
but
what I'm saying is that you're never going to see a keeper how good he is when he's getting buried. You see what
no,
I'm
fair
saying?
enough. But I think he. Trust me. When it came to Almunia and Fabianski, bro, he's a massive improvement. Massive improvement. What about Donkey of the week? You said what, Rio.
Yeah.
David, you got any flop of the week? You, Robin? No. I'm trying to find an Arsenal player. I'm sure there is one.
Sarko.
It's probably annoyed me. Sarko. Oh well.
Liverpool.
I'm just picking
Did he
up players
play?
I don't like.
Did he play against?
I'm just
West
picking
Brom?
up players I
I thought
don't
he's been
like.
dropped now. He's been getting that
No,
drop.
I think Lovren will get the drop
Oh,
first.
jeez.
I think Lovren will get the drop first. But this is what a Liverpool fan
Liverpool.
said to me last week, and it got me thinking. He said, because I blame Brendan Rodgers for the whole shebang,
Yeah.
and he said that his angle is that he blames Brendan Rodgers because Sarko started every game for France,
Yeah.
if not 8 out of 10 games
Yeah.
in the World Cup. Yeah,
Yeah.
Lovren was a good centre
But
back.
why did Sarko start those
No,
games?
but honestly,
To be fair, Sanya
I-
was benched for Debussy, so you can argue that.
yeah,
I
but
mean,
Debussy's better than Sanya.
yeah, but that's a
Only
50-50
this
debate.
year, obviously only this season, but Debussy's better than Sanya.
That's like a 50-50 debate.
See what I'm
You know,
saying?
you'll get here and there.
What's it called? Sarko when I think when he has a good manager that believes in him, he's a very good ball playing centre back.
Yeah.
He's a good one. Not a fan of him. I think he's poor, but under Deschamps he was good. Deschamps.
Deschamps. Sounds like Deschamps. Fair enough.
This is
Fair
what I'm
enough.
saying. Lovren was a good centre back at Southampton, and even I wanted him from Southampton. Obviously, not paying 20 million for him
Yeah.
because he came from, was it Watford or wherever he came from, or was it Leeds? What team did he come from?
Who?
Lovren.
Nah, he was in France, man. Do you remember? There's this guy who's got a comment. He says, "No, do you know what? You know what Lovren you're seeing now? You're seeing the real Lovren from France.
The real Lovren from France.
Yeah, I think it was Lille. I can't remember. I think it was Lille, but
and I thought he was good at Southampton.
he was hard
So
body.
when I see him now, maybe it's the first season defender thing, but there's things he's doing, and I'm like,
Skirtle and Saka are not good defenders, bro.
I've been saying Skirtle for years.
boy.
Skirtle for years.
Why,
Anyway.
So why you sold Aga, I will not understand.
For 3 M's.
You're a donut, bro.
Let's move on. Goal of the week. Any of you guys seen a goal that you thought, oh Jesus, that was unbelievable?
Di Maria.
Di Maria. I like the play of Fabregas da Costa and then
That's
to
what
lob,
that-
and then
that's-
to lob
that's what I
Chesney.
Bro, Di
But
Maria's
then-
was a finish, you
but
know.
then Chesney even made that
Di
goal
Maria's was a
simple.
finish, but I see that a lot.
Nah, Mandem don't rate the finesse, you know. Nah, bro. Fam, to first the ball, bro. That is technique, cuz.
Nah, for real.
I'm telling you,
That
bro.
goal against Leicester for me is still in my head, and I don't
And
know
he got
how.
goal of the month.
I don't
I
know
love
how he
that.
did it
I
though.
love that.
But how did he do that?
He's world.
How did he? I don't care, bro.
No. You don't have to know the science.
Because even if Zidane did it or Ronaldo, I'm still asking how did he do that?
That's the point of a world-class player. You ask those questions. It's like, ha ha ha.
Did you see Totti at the Etihad? he met Totti at the Etihad. When he just,
By the way, speaking of Totti, if you think that the years under Ferguson was bad in terms of the refereeing, please watch on BT Sport Juventus versus Roma.
no, honestly, scandalous. This game was unbelievable.
Did you see Keita's face?
Nah.
Keita fouls
Honestly.
Pogba outside the box, yeah?
My man
And
gave a pen.
Pogba falls into the box, and the referee straight, yeah?
Italians don't
And
mess
Keita's
about,
like-
bro.
Penalty, you know.
And
Nah,
Totti
that man-
apparently did an interview and said, this is why we can never win the league.
Yeah, they said that Juve should just play another league because every year they're going to win it under these rules and regulations.
They're always going to
Someone said that their pitch, their penalty area is like a yard extra than everybody else's. I think it was the Roma manager. Someone said something that was so funny. I was like,
No, people think the Premier League referees are bad.
Nah,
Go
Did
on,
you see?
Serie A.
Did you see the Twitter? Not beef, but the Twitter banter with Man City and Roma.
Yeah.
Oh my days!
Welcome to Manchester. Have you guys ever won a game in Manchester?
You guys have never won a game in
Nah,
Manchester.
Manchester, have you?
No, I haven't never scored.
Tottenham-
Totti's never scored in
And
Manchester.
Roma's never won
Yeah.
because they haven't. They didn't.
They haven't won in Manchester either. But
They
they've
never
only
beat
played
us.
United till now.
And
They
then-
only played United. I mean, what kind of a stat is that?
No, Man City's not a big club.
Oh, come on.
Man City's not a big club.
Come on. The financial power is too much.
In 2008, they got banged 8-1 by Middlesbrough.
They did.
In 2008, that's 6 years
Under
ago.
Sven,
you know?
innit? That was under
Nah,
How
Sven.
can you become a big club in 6 years?
That's
No,
recent,
how
bro.
can you-
Nah.
How can you become a big club in
Nah,
6
I'm
years?
sorry.
Nah, man.
How do you become a big club in 6 years?
No. Yeah, I mean,
Nah.
How do you become a big club in
listen.
6
When
years?
you can sign Robinho and all that.
No. That's B.
Nah,
That's
bro,
money.
still a big club.
Money doesn't mean you're a big club.
No, true, because QPR ain't a big club.
Exactly.
But they've won the league twice in 3 years. That's
No,
a big club.
100%. No, 100%.
That's a big club.
Aston Villa won the Champions League.
like that, bro.
Bedrin.
Aston Villa won the Champions League.
No, Bedrin. If you've won the league twice in the last 3 years.
That's why Nottingham Forest won the Champions League.
But when they were when it happened, they were a big club.
No, what I'm saying.
That's
to you-
that era.
No, what I'm
We're in
saying-
the era of City are the champions now, and they're not a big club. You lot are giving me bants. How can you say City is not a big club?
So
Went
if
twice.
Everton win the league, are they a big club?
Twice in 3 years? Yeah. Mate, I get your fluke. I get the thing. If you're saying Everton win it this year and it could be a fluke and then they never win it again,
No,
I get
Blackburn
that
have
point.
won the league.
Blackburn have, but they're not a big club anymore.
Do you know that they're the anomaly of the teams that have won the Premier League? Blackburn's not a big club, bro.
Listen, when your board is not right, you will sink.
What I'm saying to you is this:
You
it
will
takes
definitely sink.
years to become a big club.
It does. I get what
That's
you. I'm
what
not trying to
it takes
belittle,
years
you know,
to become
the
a big
status
club.
of it. It's not a United. It's not
When you
a Chelsea or
can't-
Arsenal.
You can't fill your stadium.
Yeah.
For a Champions League game. Hey.
When you
No,
come
because
from a stadium-
people
No,
can't be
no,
asked.
no, no,
They can't be asked. Was it 37,000?
6 years ago, you went in the Champions League.
Do you know that's
fam.
less than Highbury?
Nah,
Just
bro.
less than Highbury's attendance. Their attendance for the Roma game was less than what you'd get at Highbury. Highbury.
No,
That's hilarious. I get what you're saying.
nah.
No, it's gonna take years for Man City to become an established big club. Honestly, it's gonna take years.
Do you know what the sad thing is though? They keep getting dealt difficult groups. That's the honest truth. Look at Liverpool's
I
group.
honestly think that they should the Champions League potting should be changed.
Yeah.
I think if
But how
you,
then?
if
Is the question
if you've won the
what?
league, because if you're the champions, yeah, if you've won the league in your country, all of you should be in pot
first
one.
pot.
Pot one, yeah.
I think all of you should be in pot one.
But then the same situation will occur because you look at it like this, right? Who won the leagues in the top 5 leagues? Yeah, PSG,
Bayern.
Atletico, Bayern.
Barcelona.
Nah, but obviously
Nah,
you can't
Barcelona.
get
Atletico.
Atletico.
Oh, you're talking about how?
Because if you're saying if you're going with that theory, then imagine pot 2, pot 3. It's got Madrid, it's got Barca, it's got Chelsea, it's got Liverpool, it's got
That's calm.
No, but I'm saying it'll be the same thing.
What would be the same thing?
Because think about it, Bayern Munich could get Arsenal in the same group.
That's calm.
That's
Because-
crazy.
No, because at least I know you weren't in pot one.
So imagine this year. So imagine Bayern Munich, Arsenal, say Roma, and let's say,
Leverkusen.
Yeah, that's a Champions
Bayern
League.
Leverkusen.
That's a
oh my
good group.
God.
That's
Bayern
Champions
Leverkusen.
League.
By the knockout stage, you got like Zenit versus
No.
Barcelona.
qualifying.
in the
They
last.
qualify.
25 fouls.
You guys are
No,
kidding me.
honestly, you
qualify.
I think the
qualify.
pot should be changed, but I mean that's crazy.
I don't think
Wow.
it is. I think that's very rational.
That means you
It's
have to
called-
be used.
sorry, it's
You
called-
have to be
It's
serious,
called
bro.
the Champions
To be
League.
fair,
And
I
man who
feel-
won
I
the
get- I
champions
get what
are in
you're
pot
saying.
one.
I get what you're gonna say.
Yes.
You, bro.
I get what you're gonna say.
bro.
But what's
Nah,
wrong with that? Okay, hold on. Who's in pot one that you're thinking is a Mickey take?
Dortmund,
They're not in pot one.
Arsenal.
Arsenal should be in pot one.
Arsenal should not be in pot
Should be in
one.
pot one.
You
Arsenal
know-
should not be in
Yeah,
pot
no,
one.
no.
Arsenal should not be in
But
pot
we
one.
finished. Why?
Nah, do you know why?
Remove your bias for
No,
5
no. Do
seconds.
you know why?
Nah,
Do you know why?
Arsenal should
'Cause
never
there's
be in
only
pot
there's
one.
only
Four.
check
Never
this.
be in pot
There's
one.
only 2 teams in the Champions League now that have been there since they started qualifying for the
I
Champions
couldn't
League.
care less.
That's Arsenal,
I couldn't care
Porto,
less. I couldn't
and I
care
think
less.
it's Real Madrid.
I couldn't care less.
No,
I
but that's
could
why
not
they're
care
pot
less.
one
No,
because
but
they're
you
there
shouldn't be
every year.
The Champions League.
But
The
pot-
League of Champions. Pot
what
one has to be
what pot were
champions.
Liverpool in this year?
I
4.
couldn't care less.
Nah, were they 4-3?
I think
Nah,
they were 3.
4.
no. I don't think they were 4.
No, 3. Yeah.
I think they were 3.
No, I think with the big.
They can't be in the
with
same
with
bracket.
with the big
They
leagues.
can't be in the same bracket as
I
City.
think it's
No
with-
way.
I think.
No way.
I think it's with the
There
big
must be 3.
leagues. You get put in automatically pot 3. I think it depends on which league you're in.
Yeah, I know that has a bit to
No,
play,
it's
but
points
no
and all
dead
this.
league is in pot 1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That means late.
You know the one.
It has something to do with leagues.
But another thing that I don't like
But there
is,
must
is,
be.
is, is,
That's
is,
weird.
is stuff like that. Like some countries will get 2 teams, and it's like, come on, bro.
But you know what it's based on? The in terms of teams that qualify for the Champions League, that's based on how far the team gets to in the Champions League itself. So you remember that era when English teams were in the semi-final and final every year? That's why 4 teams were allowed to go into the Champions League. Because there wasn't that many that back
No,
then.
but what I'm saying is, if it's 4 teams for England, why is it not 4 teams for Switzerland?
Why would it be? Basel don't go how far?
No, but I don't think that should be the case. I think
Oh,
if,
that-
if,
I
if
mean,
it's
yeah,
if
that's
it's
how they
4
judge it.
countries, if it's 4 teams in Germany, we know Schalke's not going to qualify, but they still get in there. Do you see what I'm saying?
No, because it's because Dortmund, Bayern, whatnot, they get to the semi-finals often. So they carry their nation with it.
Yeah, but I don't think it should be. That should be the standard as to how your another team gets included in the amount of teams you get in your country. Because at the end of the day, even if Dortmund qualify, that's not Schalke. That's Dortmund.
Fair dues.
I couldn't care less about Schalke. It's Dortmund that qualified. Yeah, it's for me. I just think even if everyone thinks it's a dead league, no, let them qualify. Let them qualify. It's 4 teams for each.
Champions.
And
Anyway,
that would be a sick Champions League actually.
goal of the week. We ain't got an answer. I like Costa, to be honest. I think Costa's goal. Even Hazard's
I thought you
penalty
said
was just so
Costa.
rude. No, because you said Di Maria. You were like, bro,
Oh, yeah, I was
The finesse.
I'm not rating the finesse.
Rating the finesse.
Do you know what though? I think my favorite goal this week was Aguero's
Yeah, there was something special about
because
that. But
I like the ferocity in
he
Aguero.
does that with me though. Every goal he scores, I always look at it like it's not a normal goal. There's something different
It's a
about
striker's
the way he
finish.
does it.
Yeah,
There is something
it's
about
a
the way.
striker's finish.
Yaya's goal was naughty as well though.
No, but Yaya does that, and I'm annoyed.
Why are you annoyed?
Because he doesn't do. I don't know
He's a
what.
threat. He's like
I don't know what it is.
Listen, he's like
Listen,
65.
Listen. Yaya Toure is an anomaly.
He's just.
I remember there was, I think
can't be asked.
City's second season or first in the Champions League. Who were they playing? Was it Apoel?
Yeah.
And no, I think it was Ajax. And literally 3 defenders come to his leg and kick his leg. All 3 of them,
can't
yeah?
be asked.
And they look like midgets to him. And he moves one hand like Moses in the Red Sea and pushes all of them away. And listen, for me, my argument has always been last season that Yaya should have also been player of the season.
It's a strong argument. His team won the league.
His team won the league,
So
and he was the
it's a
most
strong-
influential player
strong
in that
player.
team.
Nah, but Suarez was.
Suarez
a mad
is
thing.
goals.
No, Suarez. Listen.
Listen,
fam.
we're looking at the effects
goals.
of Suarez not being there.
I
Right.
said to one Liverpool fan, I said, so is this really your team without Suarez?
Yes, it's
Like,
two man.
Is this
two man out.
Really your team?
Don't get. I mean, Sturridge is also out, but Suarez was 2 men.
I don't think Sturridge will make as much of a difference
Neither
as
do I.
everyone is
No.
making.
Neither do I, but I give him the benefit of the doubt. 'Cause
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
end of the day, it's in hindsight. We're looking
You're
at it.
telling me
He's
one of your best players is 19? Dead. When Yanazar was one of our best players last year, I was fuming.
Yeah, that's a mad.
I was fuming.
That was
An
like
18-year-old
United's
is
big. That
nominated
was
for
United's
best player of the year.
happiest
Come
thing
on,
last year
bro.
was that. All right, so are we agreeing Costa goal of the week?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah?
No,
All right, cool. We need to do some predictions. Should we do them this week?
No, bro.
'Cause-
Predictions for what?
International.
Because international break, innit? Do we do them? Do we even do predictions, or do we just come back for after the international break?
Come back off.
After the break, so next week is a week off where you guys can stretch. It's
Is
a
there
sabbatical.
games
Our
next
Sabbath.
weekend?
It's international.
It's international.
Is it
bro.
2 weeks?
No, as in
The
this
next
weekend
the next
coming.
game- The next game is on the 18th.
Yeah. So yeah, the games are on the week after, and then we'd resume back next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
So
mind predictions. I'm not gonna lie. I don't mind. But it's up to you. Look.
we can do it quickly. I don't really
Like
mind.
that, man.
Huh? What's that? You like
Like
it?
that, bro.
Huh?
There are no games this week.
You don't like that? You saying?
Yeah.
Netherlands versus.
Because then what? Should we just turn up with the results in hand
Yeah,
already?
try.
All right, no, dudes, no problem. I will say this though: the fixtures are mouth-watering. Yeah, City at home to Tottenham, Southampton at home to Sunderland, Newcastle at home to Leicester,
Leicester,
Burnley at home to West Ham, Crystal Palace at home to Chelsea,
Burnley, West Ham. That's a good game. That's a good.
Palace at home to Chelsea, Arsenal at home to Hull, Everton at home to Villa,
Everton Villa.
QPR home to Liverpool, Stoke City at home to Swansea, and West Brom at home to Manchester United. So it's a good set of fixtures for sure. The week after next,
games, bro.
after international break.
Dude, last week was dead, bro. Saturday was
Yeah,
dead.
match day did not get.
There was no
watched.
12:45 game.
Match day did not get viewed on Saturday.
I hate them 3 o'clock games.
And Chelsea Arsenal could have been at 12:45, but obviously you buy the license and stuff like that. So
Alrighty,
Mandem wearing that Super Sunday, bro.
super.
we shall see you next. No, the week after next. Yeah. See you then. Peace.
I know live on the iTunes.